Friends, family, collectors, welcome to Chatting with the Comic Community, the show where we take people off the streets and say, hey, let's talk about something nerdy. Now, in all seriousness, we take people throughout the comic community, we get to know them a little bit more, and I'm super excited for my guest today. And I am your host, TM. Forgot to mention that. Sorry, guys. But my guest today is somebody that has been a great supporter of this community. You may have seen him over at K-Pop Junkies channel. This guy has been around the comic community for ages. Supporting Team Nerd Herd, being one of their mods over there, being a mod over at Katie's channel, being part of the Insomniacs. But he has started his own channel and he's been going live and hanging out with everybody. And I'm super excited to get to know him a little bit more. That's why this episode is later. That's why I have this guy coming on as late as he is, because he didn't really start a channel, so I didn't want to reach out and ask him. But now that he started his own channel, I can actually sit down, talk to him, get to know what he nerds out about. And my guest is Glen. Let's bring him out.
Hey, Trev.
Welcome, Glen. Thank you so much for joining me, man. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic now that I get to sit here and talk with the sexiest man in the UK.
Oh, blimey. Hey, everyone in chat. Hope you're doing well.
So, for the viewers at home that don't know a lot about you, give them a little rundown of who you are.
Okay. My name is Albert. No. So I'm Glen 2K12. The name that came from when I first joined YouTube. So that's what that means. I was born in London. I'm 21 years old. If you can't tell, then you know. I'm into comics. I love TV. I love movies. I love gaming. All different things like that. Music's a big thing for me, as it is for everyone. So, yes, that's me in a nutshell, really.
Perfect. So we always kick it off over here at Chatting with the Comic Community with how you got into comic collecting / reading.
Okay. So do you mean reading comics or reading anything?
Mostly reading comics and collecting comics. So it doesn't mean you have have to say when you started reading or when you started collecting comics.
Okay. So when I was a kid, there was in the UK there's these two magazines that were really popular called the Beano and the Dandy, and they had all these different characters. And I read them as I was a kid, and I just got so into it. And then they're really good fun. There's a guy called Desperate Dan who eats cow pie. It's like it sounds a bit crazy, but it's really cool stuff when I was a kid. And then let's see, in the 80s it was other stuff, but not comics. It was more like TV shows. But for comics back in the early 90s, 1990 to be exact, my friend introduced me to Judge Dredd and 2000 AD. And once I started reading some of that, I went out and started collecting. So I started collecting in 1990, and I accumulated quite a few issues of that. And then I saw the Star Wars stuff came out, Dark Empire from Dark Horse. That was in 91. So I started collecting that. I got like a 10-year run of that stuff, and then I had to stop because everything that came out, Judge Dredd and Star Wars, it got so much a month. I had to stop collecting. So I collected for 10 years. And then once those 10 years were over, I stopped. And then when I met people here, which is crazy, it got me back into collecting again. So it's very interesting. I didn't think I'd be collecting single issues ever again. Do you want me to go a bit further, like how I started here and everything?
Or do sure.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I joined the community, and I first saw it was Pressable Defects, Very Gary, and then I found Team Nerd Herd, and then during that time, in between those three, I found Near Mint Condition, which is a collected editions channel where he taught us all about omnibus, and he's been doing it for years. And I've never seen an omnibus at that point, As soon as I saw Spider-Man collected in omnibus format, I went out and bought it, and that was where it all started for me. Um,
Look at you just taking control of it too. You're just like, you want to ask me this? You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, this is your show, by the way. This is us getting to know you as a collector and how you got into the
okay,
community. So, dude, if you want to talk about it, you just talk about it.
okay, so that's how I got into Omnis through that channel, and then so during this time, I'd met Mike, Evil Mike, in a Team Nerd Herd chat. No, it was in Spinetix chat. I first saw Mike in there, and we started talking, and now we're like really good friends. And but he got me. He told me like about his collection, and he showed me his Batman books and his Dark Knights metal and stuff like that. And as soon as he showed me those metal books and he told me the story, I wanted them. So he's the reason I started collecting singles. So I started getting a few of the Dark Knight stuff. Then I started doing like from New 52 onwards, I started Superman, Action Comics, Supergirl, Batman, Batgirl, Batwoman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, um, oh, everything. So I've got everything from New 52 now up to date, which is really cool. Cause that's where I'm gonna start reading from that point. So my omnis I've got before that, so I can read my omnis to start with. For I want to read Superman from Byrne, which I love. That's probably my favorite. Apart from Death of, that's my favorite Superman run. I want to read Green Lantern from all from pre or post Crisis on Infinite Earths from 1985. Batman, I've got all the Batman stuff almost. I've got all the Wonder Woman stuff almost. So I'm going to start reading all the main characters onwards, but it's going to take me a long time. So I thought I'll start at New 52, go forward from there to keep up with date, and then I'll go backwards. You know, so I'll do it all, and then uh, Dan May Wong got me into bloody X-Men, didn't they? So I started reading those omnis. I've been collecting the omnis, but I thought I don't know if I've read them or not. But they got me into that, and now I'm reading those as well. So Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman. I'm just there's not enough time to read, but that is my whole story
Not
of
enough.
comics in a nutshell.
Definitely not enough time to read the amount of omnibuses you just like listed. Like you said, you had the omnibus for the 52 or the single issues.
I've got a lot of New 52. I've got all the single issues that I need because there was 52 different stories, wasn't there? So, but all the characters that I love, I've got all those in singles, and I've got all the omnis for those characters too that they've released, and some I haven't got. I've got Justice League Dark omnibus. I've got I've got a lot of Justice League. I've got Justice League International. I've got the Jeff Johns Justice League stuff. I've got the Batman stuff. Yeah, I've got most of it. Nice. The Omni is
I, I just
massive.
I
It's
just
like
started reading it. I'm getting through the first volume of Justice League Dark now.
nice. I like the cartoon movie. It's great.
That cartoon movie is fantastic, and that's a good segue into some of the animated movies. Did you watch a lot of the animated
Oh,
DC
Trav.
films?
I own every one of them. And a couple of years back, I started watching them in order. And So when I started watching them, I was posting them. You probably remember, I was posting the films that I was watching at the time. And so Alonso, Comics and Pops from Team Nerd Herd, he asked me to do reviews on them, and I thought, no, I would like to because I love my films and stuff, but I'm too shy to go on camera at that point and do anything like that. But I watched them all in order, and I stopped for a little bit. I'm currently on, funny enough, Justice League, uh, Dark Apocalypse or Apocalypse, that movie, and I've got to do that onwards, which I've got all set up. It's like I'm about 15 films short of being up to date. So yeah,
So
I love
you've
it.
not watched any of the Tomorrowverse yet?
Not yet. I think it starts with that one, doesn't it? Or just
Uh,
after
no. It starts with Batman Long Halloween.
Long Halloween. Yeah, that I'm a couple behind on that one. So yeah, not far.
It goes further than that. I have. I'm excited though because they're going to be introducing Crisis on Infinite Earths animated movies, and it's said to be 3 parts.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, they need to do Dark Metal then after that.
Hopefully, but you got to remember James Gunn is coming in, and all animated projects will be attached to it. So, but this is going to be standing alone. This is not attached to James Gunn's future films and stuff, is what they stated.
Okay.
So we got Watchmen coming out, and we got Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it's said to have 3 parts. But that was just kind of a rumor that's going out right now.
Right. That'd be cool. I don't think it needs 3 parts to be told, but 2, yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure how they're going to do it, if they're going to take the adaptation from the comics, or are they going to feature like past cartoons,
Right.
like Justice League Unlimited and all of the other animated movies that they had in the past, all coming together in one big screen. That would be kind of cool, but who knows? Time will tell.
It's funny because I think the comic readers like us have better ideas than they do to put films together because we read the material. So listen to us.
That is true.
Yeah.
But DC is usually killing it with their animated stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff's better than the films. So the recent stuff, anyway.
So what has been your favorite one so far out of those list of films that you've watched?
Oh, I mean, they're all so good, but I thought they did Death of Superman fantastic. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really enjoyed that. Dark Knight Returns was really, really good. There's one called New Frontier, which was fantastic. Remember that one? That was so good. And I've got the JSA Omnis to read as well, so I'm looking forward to going in for those as well. But yeah, I think those are some of my favourites. All Star Superman was fantastic. I've never seen it, I'd never read it, and I really loved it. It was great, very good. It was a nice telling of Superman, and I won't give no spoilers, but I'm sure everyone's read it. But you know, it was great losing his powers, and yeah, very good.
That was who wrote that? All Star Superman was
Was it Morrison?
I think it was. I want to say Morrison. Yeah, it was Morrison.
Yeah, really cool.
So that was a really good one. Now the cartoons that you grew up with, since we're on the animated side of it, because you came in here, you're like, I'm pumped to talk about cartoons because like I got a lot of cartoons I want to talk to you about. So what were some of the amazing cartoons you grew up with in the UK? Let's just say that, like, because it's a different. I like that it's. I'm not sure like what kind of cartoons, because I know Canada got different cartoons than America did. So I want to hear what the UK got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really strange because I love all the superhero stuff, but I don't like comedic cartoons. Like, really, it's really weird. I'm a weirdo, but I started like Wacky Racers, Penelope Pitstop, and Dastardly and Muttley. I love all that. Bugs Bunny and Sylvester and Tweety, all that stuff, all the classics that everyone loves. I grew up with when I was little, and then I got into superheroes. So back in the very early 80s, it was 1980. This show came out, and they've changed the name of it a little bit. It's Spider-Man 1980, but they called it 5000 for some reason. And this was when it was really cool. I mean, this is what I grew up with as a kid. I loved it. So they had, so there's volume 2, and there's 3, and that's the complete set of the 80s run. And then after they did this,
so that didn't come out in America at all, did it?
I don't know. I'm guessing it must have, because this followed exactly the same people, but this came straight after. And you know this one, don't you? Mm-hmm. Spider-Man is Amazing Friends. This is my favorite. I absolutely love this show, and that's the same people. They just carried on with this run after this one. So you've probably got it and seen it all, I'm guessing. But that's the complete set there of those. And then let's put those over there because I've got piles here. Back in '94, they released the animated series.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorites. I used to get up at 8 a.m. every day just to record this show onto a videotape.
I'm wondering too if they have like different covers as well, because I don't remember seeing any of these covers.
Yeah, this is the 5 set box set they brought out a while back. It's quite a while now, and they released it in one big box set. But I bought them all singles, so that's another set I actually love. Um,
That's also something I want to mention too. Like, not a lot of people realize that you're a huge Spider-Man fan. Um,
yes,
a lot of people say like, "Oh, you're a Superman fan. He's more into DC," but you're huge into Spider-Man and X-Men.
X-Men. Now this is funny. So X-Men, I've got all the Omnis. I collected them all because I do want to read them, but uh, something wrong and Danime really got me into it and made me start reading. And I've owned this for years. I've never seen it because I didn't know
Oh,
nothing about the characters much. All I know is the movies, the Fox movies, which I really liked. Apart, and the thing is now, once I've read the books, the movies suck. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I'm not the biggest. I wasn't the biggest X-Men fan, but I love it now. It's really really good. But yeah, Superman is my favorite DC. Spider Man is my favorite Marvel. Um, I like a lot of other Marvel stuff as well. I love DC, but yeah, Superman and Spidey are my top two. And I grew up watching all those as a kid. The Justice League show, Batman animated series, of course, in '92 or '91 was it? That obviously everyone loves that. Batman Beyond, which I own but I haven't seen. Everything from Batman animated series onwards, I've got on DVD and Blu-ray. So I bought the lot as it came out. Superman animated series, that was really cool. Justice League, JLA, or Justice League, then Justice League Unlimited, as you mentioned. It just went on from there. So I've got all that stuff, and then so in the early '80s, obviously, this is the American box set.
He-Man.
There is two parts. But the other part is under a lot of DVDs in the spare room. So I just grabbed the first volume. So I've got that complete, which is I love that show.
So I'm going to stop you
Here's
right there for 2 seconds. What did you
okay.
think of the Netflix adaptation with Kevin Smith?
I like it. I
Like it?
yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I love the original show. It's never going to fade for me. I really enjoy it. I look at stuff as let's just watch it, see if I enjoy it. If I'm not too picky on everything because I don't know too much about He-Man to be that picky about it. But I enjoyed it. I don't. I like Kevin Smith. I like. I've. You know me. I haven't seen his films. I've only seen one movie, but I don't mind him. And I think he's very. I don't know. He's very talented, and I don't mind his show. To be honest, you know, I've only watched half of it, but I liked it. What I've seen.
Did you hear that, Bleeker?
Bleeker hates
He
me now.
liked it.
Yeah, and here's another favourite of mine, Trav. I absolutely love this show. Do you remember this?
I have not watched that ever, but I watched the new movie that came out, and that surprised me.
That wasn't. This ain't linked to that. This is different. This is with
Oh,
you have
I know.
Dungeon Master, and you got Venger is Peter Cullen. Um, this show is for me it's one of my favourites. Absolutely love it. Look at that. It's just so awesome. Um, this is from my childhood, early '80s, so I love that. Um, and one of the big ones for me is this.
Okay, you Bleeker's happy now.
So this is funny because on this one, right, you've got Season 1, Volume 1, right?
Yeah.
This is the lenticular.
Oh, I
It
like
says
that.
it says Season 1, Volume 1, but they made a mistake. They got the you got the right volume. The discs are in here of the different episodes. Look, they're blue and red. See, Season 1, Season 2, or Part 2. So they just made a wrong on the packaging was all messed up. So it's sort of an error box set. So that's the first box set, and then they released season 2. Look at that.
I like that too.
Yeah. And then is part 2 of.
Oh, nice.
So I've never shown these ever, and I thought I'm going to dig them out for this show because it's perfect. Because you're talking about cartoons. See, I always say cartoons, not cartoons. It's cartoons. That's the right way to say it. Everyone in America, cartoons. Okay.
Cartoons. So
Yep.
cartoons. All right.
Cartoons, you got it, Trav. Yes, an honorary Brit right there. So yeah, that's my cartoon stuff, and I've got other TV shows that I started on. If you want me to show those anytime, that I really got
Yeah.
into, comic related, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be comic related. Like Thundercats wasn't a comic until like it became very popular, and then got like
Yeah,
everything gets made into a comic or something somehow. So it's just a matter of time.
this is going to make you cringe. A friend of mine a long time ago sent me the issue one of Thundercats before I started collecting other stuff, and just threw it in the corner, and now it's gone. It's missing. I don't even know where it is. All crumpled up probably somewhere. I didn't have no clue that'd ever be worth anything.
Every Thundercat fan is just like cringing right now. They're just like,
Yeah,
"Oh God."
Bleak and Air hates me.
Yeah, it's like I crumpled it up. It's probably in the garbage. It's probably in a landfill somewhere.
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Is another show that got me in the when I was a kid.
Oh, Batman 66.
Yeah, I love this. The movie's separate, but that's on the shelf. But I just thought I'd pull out the box set. It's everything. So that is awesome. Owning that, I love it. And then from that, I went to this.
I've never watched that, but I've watched Batman 66, but I've never watched the Wonder Woman series.
It's all 3 seasons in one box set. Oh, yes. Just seeing her run and like bobbly is worth it. And then in '77 is one of my favorites.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is the complete 5 season box set, which is awesome. So that's some of my comic related box sets there. Um, yeah, so I just brought all those down just to show. So I've never shown them before. So
That's fantastic, man. So you've watched all of those, like all like
oh
not only do you
yes,
have comics to like read, you have a lot of stuff that you have to watch because I just look at your shelves up there as well, and you have a lot of movies as well. So
oh
what are
movies are my thing,
movies are your thing? See, TV shows are my thing, new and
and TV
old.
shows. Yes,
Not as old as like the 80s, but like I did watch like Batman 66, but um
see those? They're all TV
yeah.
shows, and I've got so much more that are in the other rooms. I love TV shows and I love movies. They're my passion. Comics are a second for that.
So what like besides what you just showed off, what are some of your favorite TV shows growing up or like even of all time?
Spider-Man '76, the TV show. Remember that live action? Nicholas Hammond. You're too young to know that, but you probably watched it somewhere. I loved that as a kid. It's so bad right now when you watch it, but I still love it. Um, Star Trek. I love Star Trek. I'm currently going through it all again now. I'm going to lose a lot of followers for this, I guess. Um,
Star Trek's
um,
big right now, especially with
Star Trek's always been big. It's just, yeah, it's a different audience now, isn't it, for stuff? So, um, let's see. Geez, this is a good question. I showed you some of the good ones there. MacGyver from '85. That's my favorite. One of my favorite shows ever. Knight Rider, 1982. I love Knight Rider. I love MacGyver. Battlestar Galactica. These are all my top shows right now. Airwolf. Um, God, there's loads. TJ Hooker. Don't laugh. William Shatner. I love that. I watch all these over and over again. I really enjoy it. Quantum Leap is another favourite. Stargate SG-1, Smallville, Stargate. All the Stargates are really good. Universe was okay, but I love all those stuff. Um, wow, trying to think. Oh, what else now? I mean,
dude, you've watched quite a
oh
bit
god,
of TV. Holy crap.
yeah.
I love Smallville. Smallville was like my love for Superman. That's where my
Oh,
love for Superman began.
yeah. For me, it was 1978 in the cinema with my dad. Star Wars was my first ever movie in 1977 as a kid. I was 6. I fell asleep at the TIE fighter fight at the end, so that was funny. Now it's one of my favourite franchises ever. And then Superman in '78 with my dad, which I'll never forget. That's one reason why Superman is so special to me because I saw it with my dad. That's his first time he took me somewhere. I really loved that movie. It's my favorite film of all time. It will always be. And the music soundtrack as well. I love the music. I love film scores, instrumental film scores like that. I've got loads of those too on vinyl and CD and so on. Um, but other TV shows, True Blood, Vampire Diaries, don't laugh. Um,
I'm not gonna laugh at True Blood. I didn't watch Vampire Diaries, but True Blood, people pass over that show thinking like, oh, it's along the lines of Vampire Diaries. No, guys, you got to watch True Blood.
mm,
True Blood was
totally
freaking
different.
fantastic. Yeah.
True Blood's adult. True Blood is adult vampire stuff. Vampire Diaries is teeny bop stuff, but I love it. I really enjoyed it a lot. Supernatural was one of my favorite shows. I love that. Um, God, like when you've got so many shows, you're gonna know about this. You've got so much, it's hard to put in order what you like best because it's like there's so many in there. Um,
Let me help you out a little bit. Did you watch Fringe?
yes, I've got Fringe up there. Love Fringe.
Oh,
Yep,
Fringe was
that was
ahead of its
great.
time for
Yeah,
a show.
she was hot
I,
too. I mean, cool. Um, that helps.
yeah, I guess that
um,
helps.
yep. Leonard Nimoy was in that for a bit. That was really cool. I
Hmm.
actually met him and got his autograph. How cool was that?
Oh, really? How was
Yeah,
that? How was?
it was brilliant. It was a book signing. It's called. He bought out a book called "I Am Not Spock," and all the Star Trek fans went mad and gave him so much crap. He brought a new book out called "I Am Spock," and that's the one I went to get signed, and it is fantastic. I should have dug it out, but it's in my closet full of my other collectibles. I'll never open them. I'll never open the doors. Just leave them in there. So, but yeah, it was amazing shaking his hand and saying how much I really love Star Trek and I'm a big fan. And you know what, how we get like weak at the knees, and I was like, it was 30 years ago, so it's like I'm a 20-year-old, and it's like, oh, it's not anymore. So yeah,
Of
that was
course,
fun.
that was your Leonard Nimoy for years watching Star Trek and that. So, and
Yeah,
all
I
like
love it.
I'm guessing you watched all of the movies as well, the Star Trek movies featuring him.
Many, many, many times. I've just done the Kirk series, finished it 2 days ago. Now I've done 10 episodes of Next Generation. I'm going through that now. Then Voyager, DS9, Voyager, and then the rest as well. I've got the movies on every format. Even the first widescreens that came out. These when they brought out widescreen on VHS, there was a Star Trek box set with a ship on the front, and it had a red background, and it was the first 5 movies only. Back at came out in '89. So I've got that still, and yeah, I've got all the iterations of Star Trek on and Star Wars on social on physical media is the word I want. But yeah, I've seen everything hundreds of times. I love it all.
So
Great.
that's kind of funny that you're a Star Trek and Star Wars fan.
I
You got
love
it
both
all.
equally. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love both equally. Good stuff.
So like, have you been watching? I'm not a Star Trek fan. Like I haven't watched anything. I watched the movies. I watched the movies. It's probably about it. Like the newer ones by
Yeah,
J.J.
the
Abrams.
JJ. Yeah.
Um, but it's still coming out. Like what is it? Like Picard is out. There's Lower Decks. There's
Hmm.
um, Star Trek Discovery. There's another Star Trek show.
Strange New
Like
Worlds is
there's
the newer one.
Strange New Worlds. Like there's 4 shows going right now for Star Trek, and that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. They cancelled Prodigy this season. It's gone now. That was just a that was okay. It was a cartoon. Janeway and Chakotay would reprising their roles, but I really enjoyed Discovery. I think it's really good. The first 2 seasons, or season 2 of Discovery in particular, they introduced, well, not introduced, but they brought in Captain Pike from the first episode of Star Trek called The Cage back in 1964 they released The Cage as the first pilot of Star Trek, but it didn't work. So in '66 they refilmed the pilot and called it When No One Has Gone Before with Kirk and Spock. But Spock was in The Cage as well, so he's been in both shows. And in the Discovery season 2, it is set before Kirk. So uh, um, they tied it in with the cage, with the cage episode with Pike and his accident, and it was very clever, very well done. I really loved that what they did to it. And then they brought out Strange New Worlds straight off of it, which is a spin-off of Discovery with Captain Pike and the Enterprise. I think it's set like 8 years before Kirk or something like that. So he will have his accident. He will go back to the planet and live there eventually. As a Yes, that's very cool. I love it. Very good stuff. Strange New Worlds is very, very good. It's very reminiscent of the Kirk stuff and Next Gen. It's got that family feeling on the ship. It's really good show.
It's awesome. Have you been watching Ahsoka at all?
I watched episode 1, absolutely loved it. I love Rebels, I love Clone Wars cartoon, so I'm up to date on what's going on. But I haven't seen 2, 3, and 4 yet. I'm gonna watch them. I'm probably gonna watch it all in one sitting when it's all finished. But I love the first episode. Really cool.
Yeah, it just keeps. I feel like it keeps getting better and better
Yeah.
as the season progresses. Yeah, 5 as the time that we're recording this, 5 is coming out that night, so I'll be probably
Okay.
watching that after we're done.
I think
So
is there 6 episodes or more? I'm not sure.
I think it's 8.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I'll
So
get to that.
we get 8 episodes of Ahsoka, and I'm pretty sure episode 5 was going to be screened in theaters.
Wow.
To some of them, they were like, yeah, and I'm pretty sure Filoni's directing that episode. That's why. So I think it's a
Hopefully for
pretty
free.
big episode. I
Nice.
don't think so.
Oh, really
Don't
milking it,
think
aren't they?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta make money off of it, but like, I'm surprised it wouldn't be for free because like then you can either watch it at home if you have Disney Plus, or you can go to the theater and pay. Like, I'm not even sure how much, but I'm guessing it's a
Right.
screener, so like only certain people will be able to go.
Yeah.
People in the industry or bigger YouTubers.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm happy at home, to be honest.
Yeah, so you got a lot of just another 3 episodes to drop after this one drops tonight, and then you'll
Yep.
be good. By the time
Yeah.
this is going up, we'll already have episode 6 out on Disney Plus.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a watch. I just started watching The Lioness, which is Taylor Sheridan's new show. Really good. Really enjoying that.
I think I've seen
Um,
previews of that. What's the premise of it?
It's Zoe Saldana. She's an agent, and there's a new. It's like a task force. She got a family. She goes on missions, and there's a new recruit that they're training up, and to go and get into a terrorist organization to infiltrate and do a mission to get to close them down basically. And I'm only 3 episodes in, but it's very good so far.
It's fantastic. Guys,
Yeah.
go check out Lioness. Glen approved.
Yep. Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Have you watched Twisted Metal? Like, I know you said you're a gamer, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But have you watched Twisted Metal?
No.
No. Did you play the game at all?
Yes, I played the game a little bit. It was, for me, the game was just, it's okay. I didn't really, get into it that much, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. I've been told the show's real good. You've said it was real good. Mike said it was real good. So I don't know. We'll see.
It was fantastic. It met my expectations. My expectations going in there were, this is going to be crap, because the game didn't. It had a story, but not really. It was more of like, let's kill each other with vehicles, and I was like, well, how are they going to do that? And like, I know characters get like backstories in that, and the whole premise of it is like a tournament, and that you get your greatest desire if you win the tournament. I was like, all right, well, we'll see how how long this lasts. But the first season kind of took a different approach to it, and went a whole different way than most people were thinking that it was going to go. And they brought in characters from the games. They had Easter eggs from the games. So if you played the games, you probably like it a lot more than people who didn't. But it's still getting high praise.
Yeah, that's the thing with certain shows. Like, for example, Prison Break, which I love. But once they broke out, the first season was fantastic. They got out of prison. Second season was good. The third season was there because they copied the first season. But the fourth season, they really come out and ended it on a high note, and then they done the season 5 years later. But how long can you do a show about getting out of prison? I mean, sort of, it's not a very long-lasting series. So
How long did Prison Break last for?
five seasons.
5. All right,
Yeah, it
that's
was
still more
four, but
than
they
you'd
did a fifth
expect.
one. Yeah. Oh, another favourite show of mine is X-Files, of course. Gillian Anderson. Oh my God, I love her. Even now, it's like, ooh, you know,
You
wabba
should watch
wabba.
the Sex Education. She's a star in that.
Yeah, season 4 starts in September, so I'm gonna start that. And there's another one called is it she's a police sergeant or inspector. Um, and that was pretty good apparently, and I've got to check that out, but I can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head. So yeah.
Let's get into some gaming here because you're huge into gaming in that. So is Mike. So is Katie. I want to know like your very first system that you got and like the game that you absolutely loved playing as a kid.
Okay, so the first system I got, it was either in television or ColecoVision, and it was you had the bat and ball like Pong. Then you had like there was a one on there. It was all lines only. So you changed one of the things, and you had this grid, and then the ball had to go from A to B through the grid, and yeah, it was so many silly games like that. That was my first system. Then it was the Atari 2600, and that was just like 1978. That was the game changer for me. It was the dog's bollocks, as we say. It was the best. Um, and I loved. I clocked asteroids on the level that I played it at. I done the whole game, went through it, loved it to bits. There's another game called Yar's Revenge, which is one of my favourites. I went through that all the way through it, and I love it. And I've got the Atari collection on the Xbox now, and I've been playing that. But that was my first best new system that I loved all through my childhood. Then I got the let's see, it was the BBC microcomputer, and I used to like get a magazine, and we used to there was like a programming sheet in there, and you had to type out every line. And my mum was sitting there reading the lines out to me, and I was typing it in, and it was just like it took us hours. It was just like a little rocket that went up on the screen. It's like, whoa, we did that. That's great. But that
After
was
all of that
interesting,
typing and all of that
right?
work, we got it to go up that one
Yep,
time.
yep. Then it was the Sinclair Spectrum was the UK machine, came out in '81. The ZX80 came out before that, but I got the Sinclair Spectrum because it was the more powerful one, and I loved that even to this day. Really cool good stuff on there. And it was then the Commodore 64 came out, which I loved that system, that computer. That was a lot of fun. So many games for it. Um, I still play them to this day. So I've got an emulation console, and it's got 60,000 games on it with over 25 systems, and it is so good. So I play stuff on there still. And then I went to Commodore Amiga, and then the Atari ST. I had those at the same time, and this was 1988 because I was working. I worked for 3 years, tried to be an electrician, and then I broke down and couldn't handle it because of my eyesight. But I managed to get those two systems, and I had loads of games for those. I loved those, so I had those, and I had the Sega Genesis. We we called it the Mega Drive over here. Um, they come out in '91, I think. Then I had the Super Nintendo, and then the Mega CD came out, and the Mushroom, the 32X, all on top. And then there was Nintendo 64. I got the hard drive that plugged underneath the N64, so you could put all the games on CDs and play them all from a ROM. So I had that, and then it was my first PC was a 486, and then I got a Pentium 90. Um, then I got an Xbox original, and then PlayStation 1 with Tekken 3. I mean, sorry, Tekken. Oh my God, best fighting game for me ever. I love Tekken, and I played that game solidly for years. Love it. So much fun. Love the
Big
PlayStation.
Biggie's loving Tekken right now.
Oh, he's
Biggie's
too good at it. I'm not going near him. I've been watching him. He's way out of my league. Um, then I went up as the systems came out, like PS2, and the Xbox 360, PS3, so on. I got all the systems, and then I got the Wii. Um, I missed out. I loved the GameCube. Oh my god, there was a couple of Star Wars games. You got Rogue Squadron came out, then you had Rogue Squadron 2 and then 3 came out on the GameCube. Absolutely amazing for me. Best games, best Star Wars games for me. Oh, back then, incredible, and I've still got them. Then you got the Zelda stuff and the Mario stuff. Mario 64 was my favorite Mario game, even though I love Super Mario Brothers 3, which I totally completed. That was incredible. Um, I loved. There was. Oh, let's see. So on the Pentium 90 when I got it. Actually, let's go back. Doom. Oh my God, 1993 when Doom came out, as shareware and so on. Um, I went round to my friends. You know the link up party you do with the cables. We done that. I took my PC around there playing Doom. I love Doom so much. The originals. Oh my God, so much fun. LAN parties they're called, right? LAN. Yeah. So we did all that. I've been gaming since I was 5 or 6, and I haven't stopped.
I
Um,
haven't stopped at all. What did you think of the Doom movie? Because a lot of people criticize it, and that it was all right. I thought.
I liked it. I thought it was fine. It was see the way I look at movies is I don't care about how good the scenery, the camera angles, and all that stuff is. All I care about is if the sound's good and the film's fun, and that's all I need. So I like pretty much a lot of movies that people don't like because I just look for the fun. It's funny watching a film and laughing. Oh, look at that, that's crazy. But you accept it because it's in the movie. Who cares? But like Fast and Furious films, I love them. But the stunts in those and stuff is ridiculous. But I accept it because it's part of the film. I love laughing at stuff. With my best friend, we watch stuff since well for 22 years now. We watch stuff together, and we laugh at the stuff, but we enjoy it as well because it's fun. So we don't take films seriously at all. So we can enjoy them more.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mario games, man, I love the. Well, first off, like the Super Nintendo Mario game was like Mario RPG was one of my favorites, and then
Hmm.
went on and because Square Enix decided to go with like PlayStation and that and like left Nintendo. So they had to do a whole
Yep.
different thing. And then they brought in Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door,
Mm,
one of
I
my
got that.
favorite games. One of my
Yep.
favorite games.
They're fun. I got a few of those. Now this is funny because last week, um, Katie's and Bleeker and Callie now they're getting on my back about certain films I haven't seen, which is so fun. So the films that we're all going to watch with Katie, they've added them to the list, so I'm going to see them. But I'm starting with like games now, for example. Katie done a stream last week or the other day with one of her new friends from one of her Kickstarters, and this a Final Fantasy stream talking about all the games. I've never played one. I don't like turn-based RPGs, and I was giving her crap about it, and she's giving me crap right back, as she does. But it was so much fun, and but there's no way she'll get me to play a Final Fantasy game, even though she said she's going to. It won't happen, Katie. Not doing it.
See, that is the thing. Like turn based, like at a point, Final Fantasy. I don't know what it's called. Like I'll just call it action turn based now. That like you
Oh
could like
yes,
it's not really turn based like it used to be. Like
it's
you have to click that, you wait and move. This it's like you actually
do the
are hitting
fighting
the character and that and doing the
right.
fighting and doing the moving
Yeah,
around and stuff. So you
action
might actually
RPG.
like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Act-
that like Diablo is that as well, and so that's what I like. The ARPGs are my thing. So yeah, I would do that. I'm not into JRPGs, but I do. I mean, to be honest, I've tried a couple, but Katie's going to hate me again. But I don't really play JRPGs. I'm not really a fan of. I haven't been a big fan of anime manga. It's not my thing. I tried watching Akira back in the day, and a few other things. It just didn't gel with me. I love Battle of the Planets. I love Thundercats, Japanese animation, like that for those. But when they go full on Japanese stuff, um, I can't get into it. I just I've tried. I don't know.
I do feel like you need to try. I would say because it's not turn based. The remake of Final Fantasy VII, I
Hmm.
feel like you should play that.
Okay.
Part one's out now. I'm not sure when part two is coming out, but I absolutely loved Final Fantasy VII was the first Final Fantasy game that I got into, and they made a movie of it later on, and
Yeah.
then they're remaking it, and that's the only. I'm pretty sure that's the only Final Fantasy game that's ever been remade.
Right.
So
Yeah. I'm not
um,
sure if they've done. Did they remake 8 as well recently as a turn-based as an ARPG version?
they
I'm not
might
sure.
have. I've never like. I love Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I don't like Final Fantasy. I've never really played any of the other games besides Final Fantasy VII. And then, of
Okay.
course, stuff that's kind of connected to the Final Fantasy realm is Kingdom of Hearts. I love playing Kingdom of Hearts as well.
Yeah, I haven't played those, but they was on Xbox Game Pass, and I was going to look into it another game, but I just haven't got the time to do it right now. I was trying, but um, for me, one of my favorite all time games is Dark Souls. That franchise, I love 1 and 2 are amazing. I cleared them both 11 times each. 3 I done once. It was okay, but I didn't like it as much. But Elden Ring, I absolutely loved it. It's fantastic. So those are my favorite games of all time. I think safe to say that the Arkham games too, 1 and 2, love them.
Arkham games were fantastic. I did like, what was it? The last one. I forget what it was called.
Origins,
No, that was the one beforehand. It
that was
was
the prequel, wasn't it? You
yeah,
had the third one where you had the Batmobile more than people wanted the
yeah.
Batmobile, and I think they overused it for
They
me.
did. That was the
Arkham Knight,
issue
it was
with that
called.
game for me too. Yeah,
Yeah,
Arkham Knight. I love that you got to use it, but the fact that you had to use it for some missions and to do some missions with it, it really didn't work. It was
yeah,
very, very frustrating. Um, I
yes,
was
yeah,
like the girl I was seeing at the time too was just like, why don't you just stop playing it? Why are you just you're getting angry, you're screaming at the TV. Just stop playing it. And I was like, no, I gotta beat this. Like
yeah. I'm
it's
not I'm not an angry gamer, but I know when to shut it off. But I do get frustrated, and then I just like turn the whole thing off. I used to be when I was a kid, Trev. I used to be the worst loser. It was like if someone beat me, I would shut the thing off and just walk out. I was terrible. I've grown up a lot since then. I have won. Don't say nothing. But I've grown up a lot since then. I don't worry mind losing now. I'm talking when I was like 10, 15. But yeah, I like to look at it a different way now. But I was terrible. I wasn't never a smash your controller type. I just got mad and walked out. So terrible.
went through too many controllers.
Wow.
No.
Yeah,
This is
that's
when you're
funny.
younger in that, and then you like when you grow up and then you realize how much controllers are cost, and you're like want to slam it down and
Right.
be like, wait, this just cost me $60, so maybe
Yep.
not. It's
Yeah.
like the same amount for a video game is the same amount for a controller now.
Yeah. When I first got me PS3, was it free? Um, what was it? Was it free with motion controller or was it four? I can't remember, but I had like it must have been free because it was a 10-pin bowling game where you held the controller flat in your hand and you'd pull the controller back and swing it forward to do the bowling. And my little brother, who was maybe 10 at the time, he'd never clenched the controller, so he hit the ceiling and it dropped down to the floor. And I went crazy. It's like, dude, that's a 40-pound controller. You're gonna break it. And he started laughing. It's like, oh my god, I can't tell a kid off, but I was fuming. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, so that happened.
As a kid, he didn't realize like, oh, that cost money. It's a
Yeah,
lot of money, and
yep,
money is scarce.
yep. So what about
So,
you? What's your favorite games? Like,
Final Fantasy VII was definitely one of them. I did mention Mario RPG was
yep,
another one. Absolutely loved. Uh, what was it? Super Mario uh, World.
Yeah.
for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Loved playing that game all the time,
Yeah, me
finding
too.
all the cheats for it, finding like the special meanings of some of the games and stuff. I absolutely love that.
I love the audio when you go into a cave and the echoey audio. I'll never forget it. It's like, wow, that's new. That was cool.
Of course, I grew up with Pokemon. Pokemon Silver was my
Yeah.
first game that I owned for Game Boy Color. Absolutely loved Pokemon Silver. Um,
Never got into it myself, ever.
no,
No, I never
I
played a Pokemon game.
oh, you don't know what you're missing. I
People
want
are
to
going to hate
get.
me.
Oh, it's not for everybody. I still to this day I still play Pokemon Go, so I'm absolutely loving Pokemon Go. Every day I play it. I turn it on maybe for like 5 minutes at most. I'm not really big into it right now, but I still play it. I still gotta send some friends some gifts on
Yeah.
there. But I'm trying to think. Kingdom of Hearts, I absolutely love that. I think that was I love the story. I know it gets some hate for the story, but I absolutely love the story. Uh, and it just the fact that you get to like cross over with Square Enix and Disney
Yeah.
characters going together and some of the graphics in it and how you changed your looks in each world that you've gone to. It was a
Yeah.
I really liked Kingdom of Hearts. It was a
Yeah.
really fun game to get into. Um, but other than that, I currently don't have a system right now. But if I was to get a system, I would probably get a Nintendo Switch.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Come play kart with us.
Yeah, I'd get that, and not gonna lie, I'd probably get some like I heard the new Zelda game is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd probably get the new Pokemon game. I like the fact that you can go handheld or connect it with your TV. So
Yeah. Play it on the toilet.
it seems like you do that all the time, man.
No, no, no. I've never took it out of the dock because it's too small for my eyes to play on now. But always big screen for me. So I bring the toilet into my living room.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
that's even easier, right? Just drag it in there.
Yeah.
Who
Yep.
cares about the pipes and that?
Exactly.
It'll work itself out.
Yep. It's good. I've got like my own little right in the floor where oh no, never mind. It's too yuck. I'm just kidding. Everyone, I'm kidding. Honest. Another one of my favorite games is Mass Effect 2. I enjoyed that to shit. Absolutely loved it because Yvonne Strahovski was the hot lady in it, and I had to shag everyone with her. So it was great.
Right on. So I'm guessing
Oh,
guessing you didn't get into see, I liked playing Call of Duty, but
yeah,
like you and that, like I do have bad eyesight and I sucked at the game. Like either my trigger finger was like way behind or like there's been times where I can't see them. Like and this is like when I knew I needed glasses, but I refused to wear them. So
yeah.
and I just sucked at Call of Duty.
I am the world's worst. I'm cannon fodder basically. It's the reaction time isn't there because see when I don't know if you know this when you've only got one eye working, you've got no depth perception. So it's even harder to see things and the distance as well. You can't see where people are on the screen quick enough for me. So I see someone and oh, there's someone there, but I'm dead before I even notice that person's there. I don't mind shooters. I like the campaign side of it when they did that back in the day. I loved the campaigns. I was good at that. But when you play against people, I'm just too slow. Couldn't see well enough. So I sort of veered away from playing online shooters. But I love other stuff. Co-op is my favorite thing to do on the game. So that's my thing. I love that stuff. Um, that's why I love playing the Dark Souls games, or we're playing like golf right now on the Switch. That's a lot of fun. Mario Kart's a lot of fun. Even though Katie and everyone will tell you, they see me driving, and suddenly I go the wrong way and hit a wall, like straight into a wall, thinking it's a corner. Um, and they just laugh. So
It's
so I'm
like
not the
oops.
best. Yeah, it's like Katie just like she laughs so much. She said, I saw that and bang, I'm off the edge or something like that. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
I don't
Playing with
know. I heard you cheat.
Oh, I do, but don't tell anyone.
Mhm.
That was a sort of a secret. But the thing is, where I cheat so much, I still lose, so it's not really very good to do it. Um, but yeah, the worst person for cheating is Wong. He's the biggest cheater on the planet. He cheats at everything. And Katie now was playing golf the other day, and she's got this, like, her controller's messed up and it's going up and down when it shouldn't, just because it's stuck. And she picks the sandwich to do a putt. The ball hits the flag of the flag, not the pole, and just drops in the hole. Now she'd done that 3 times on 3 separate holes, and what's that? That's cheating, right? So it's terrible. It's not fair.
It's not fair at all.
But
Stop
yeah,
cheating.
games and movies and TV take me out of the problems of the world like everyone else, and it's my go-to to just enjoy myself, and being a part of this community, and finding lots of friends here now, and all these live shows to watch. And now I'm doing on live shows, which is something I thought I'd never do, and I'm really enjoying it. But don't tell Katie that, because it was her and Blake and Mike who got me to do this, but more Katie. And now I'm enjoying it. I shouldn't tell her that because I can't stop now. So
Can't stop now.
no, she'll tell me off.
Now, I want to go to that area because you, like you said, you started doing live shows, and that you had one. Well, as of recording this, it's the next day. You'll be going live, but it's a week from now. So definitely check out Glen. The link is down below. Um, you've been going live with Bleeker. A few other people have been jumping on. Katie, of course,
Yep.
showing off some stuff. Is there any real plan for your channel going forth? Like, is there something that you really want to start doing?
Well, Katie wants me to do omnibus reviews, but um, that's a lot of reading just to do one book, and it'll take weeks. It's just not feasible for me to do that. So I don't. Sorry, Katie, I can't see that happening. We'll see. I know I've read like 15 books I can do reviews on, but for me, where I'm 210 years old now. When I read something and I read something else, the other thing sometimes falls out of my head. So I got have to look through it again to remember the story and stuff like that. Films, no, films I can remember, but books and stuff like that, ugh, they don't stay in there long. But so I don't know. I love doing the live shows. I love everyone jumping on and having a good time. I love going on the CJ show and Bleak's show. Um, so it's a lot of fun, and I'm really easy in that respect. I don't really have to do a show each week. It's so the thing is, the show is like, Katie and Blake is it's us three doing this together, and whenever they're available, I'll do a show. So I'm not really worried too much about having a schedule to do stuff with. So it's whenever they can do something, and I'm happy to do it. And Katie's so busy now, so but yeah, it's that's all I'll be doing. I think for a while, I might. I was thinking of messing about with some film reviews, maybe, or I don't know. It's I don't know. I haven't really thought too far ahead. I just
I
want to
was
have
just
fun.
gonna I was gonna mention that too because you were going into the realm of watching new movies you've never watched before. Like you mentioned earlier, there's like a Katie's been adding movies on a list for you to watch.
Yeah,
And your first time viewing those would probably be good. Just get in front of the camera and record like your thoughts and then upload them.
yeah. I could do that, but that'll take me out of the comic area, won't it? That's the thing. Does it have to be
Well,
comic related?
uh, yes and no. Like I still like Uh, for me, like I'll do chatting with the comic community between the lines, and then like the odd time I'll do movie reviews or TV reviews, and like I did a review on Twisted Metal, which is a game,
Yep.
not a comic book. So I feel like you should just do what you want to do. That's why like my channel is TM Nerdy, so it's not just specific comic books. Like I am planning on doing some reviews of some comic books that I recently got, like Doom Patrol, Strange Adventures, and Mr. Miracle, and maybe do a review on Identity Crisis. But I also
Yes.
like am going to be doing like reviews on some movies that I see that aren't comic related, or TV shows that I've seen that aren't comic related. And I just feel like you should just do what you want to do. It's your
Yeah,
platform and that, and you should just be happy of like what the stuff that you're doing on your show is.
yeah, good advice. It really is. I've just ordered The Flash on 4K, which I haven't seen yet. Because I always wait for 4K now because I used to love going to the cinema. I used to go every week when I was younger. I haven't been for a long time, but I love watching movies in 4K on the surround setup I got. And so I got The Flash coming, and I got Spider-Man's coming tomorrow, the Spider-Verse one, the new one. So I haven't seen that yet. So
Yeah,
looking
like
forward to it.
I'm interested in your thoughts on it and how you would break it down and talk about it. Those are both comic related, so you'd be able to do that.
Yeah, I do. I love horror films too. So I've got some. I've got My Bloody Valentine's coming on the 26th. So I'm really looking forward to that. One of my favourites. I've got a whole shelf over there, all the way along the wall. It's all horror films. I've loved horror since I watched Exorcist when I was 7, and I loved it.
Jesus.
Um, yeah. So
Oof.
I love horror films. Um, Look at my glass. Woo!
I'm interested to know what are some of the films. Like, have you seen the list that like of the movies that you're going to be watching? Like, I'm curious
No,
of the movies.
I'm scared. I know one of them's Killer Clowns. Callie and Katie are looking forward to watching that with me. Another one is Rocky Horror Picture Show. Um, oh God, oh, there's. I haven't seen Casablanca. I haven't seen a lot of the classics that they mentioned. Wong hates me for not seeing Casablanca. I'll tell you. Um,
I
um,
haven't seen it either, so you're not the
oh,
only one.
um, yeah, lots of classic stuff I haven't seen that they're getting on to me about. There's another one that Bleak and Katie mentioned, and I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I mean, it's a long list, I think.
Have you watched all of like the older Marvel movies like Blade or
Yep,
Ghost Rider?
yep. I know those. Yeah, I've got all that stuff.
Okay.
That shelf there, all the films there. That's all the Marvel 4Ks and DC 4Ks, all that. And then there's
Okay.
Superman, Supergirl, Superman, and then Lord of the Rings, and so on. And there's all those there, Stallone. Um,
Oh, get out of here with these
and
Lord of the
then
Rings.
then you got Harrison Ford, Star Wars stuff there, and it goes all the way along to um, Tom Cruise, Bruce Willis, Arnie, all the way along the shelf. So yeah, I love all the superhero stuff. Very cool.
I was just trying to think of like a movie that was comic related that you probably haven't seen, but you've seen them all. You've definitely seen them all, except for the newer ones,
Ye-
like you said.
Yeah, I haven't seen Shazam 2 yet, which I'm gonna get watch that soon, but I've got to wait for release on physical media to watch them. But yeah, there's a lot of the stuff I've seen. Um, I've honestly, I know I haven't seen some of these films that Katie says and Bleeker says and other people, but I've seen so many films like everyone else. So there's a lot I've seen, thousands and thousands of films, and some of them I couldn't stand, some of them I loved. It's just normal, really. But there are some that slip through the cracks. So, and those are the ones they want me to watch.
I definitely want you to watch the Kevin Smith movies. Like
I do
some,
have them all. I downloaded them all. The only one I've seen is the one I own, and that's Zack and Mary. And I really like that. That was fun. But I
yeah,
haven't seen anything
they're all
else.
better. They're all better than that one.
Okay. Yeah, I've got
I
them all ready
really
to watch.
liked I really liked Mallrats, and Dogma was one of my favorite ones. So
Yeah.
you should definitely watch them in order, and I'll definitely like send you a list of like the order to watch them in. But definitely
Okay.
gotta watch those. See me, I'm not big into horror. Like I'm into psychological horror more than
Yep, they're
like
good too. Yep.
blood and guts type of horror. Like
Yeah. Blood, guts,
so,
and boobs, Trav. It's very important to
but
add the boobs.
you gotta add the boobs. That's true.
Yeah.
So
Very
like
important.
I'm excited to watch. I really wish that this movie was coming out more towards Halloween. Because it's coming out. It's already out, I think. The Nun 2. I enjoyed
Yes.
the first Nun, and I'm pumped to see the second one.
Have you watched all the films that go around that movie, like the
Yeah,
Conjuring stuff and um
Annabelle.
Annabelle? Yeah. See, I've seen it. I watched them all in order, and oh, so good. I love them all. I
Yeah,
really do.
it's a new order now though. It's the Nun, Annabelle. It was I forget what it was called. It was the beginning of the Annabelle, and then it's Nun 2, then
Annabelle
it's
Creation,
Annabelle
maybe.
again.
Yeah.
So the Nun 2 gets in it. So whenever they're all out, I definitely want to like binge them. Like it'll
Yeah.
probably have to be
100%.
next Halloween because of
Yeah.
course the Nun 2 is just coming out in theaters now. So next Halloween I definitely want to be like watch them all in order.
Yeah. Low
Because
grades do a Halloween month of watching as well. Every day they'll pick a movie for you to watch. That'd be fun. We did it last year, but I got lazy and didn't do it. But Katie did, and there's a lot of films on there that are going to be fun to watch, and just to stay with them. And then they do like a review on it on their show and so on. It's fun. Horror for me is I love horror. My favorite horror franchise is Halloween. Absolutely love the Halloween films. Then it's Friday the 13th. I love those. Um, and then the Saw movies, I love those. The Freddy movies are okay. I love the first one.
oh, I hate you right now. Freddy's on the top of my list. I love the Freddy Krueger movies.
They're
Third one's my
some
favorite with the Dream Warriors. Like the
one and
Dream
three are brilliant.
Warriors.
Yes, yeah. The
I
rest are a
love
bit
it.
too comedic for me. They go a bit silly. I like horror to be scary, or nothing scares me. You see enough horror films, you don't get scared ever. Oh, there is one thing that scares me, but I'm not telling you what it is. Um, Terrifies me, anyway. But there's a lot of 80s horror that are really good, that I love as well. There's a film called April Fool's Day, which was really cool. They remade that. That was not as good. A Bloody Valentine. Um, there's so many decent movies, and I've just drawn a blank, and they're all on my shelf over there. But I can't see them from here. So, but I love horror. It's one of my favourite genres in sci-fi and stuff like that. So, I just wanted to say that about the horror films.
So I'm guessing you've watched the Alien movies then.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, love them. Uh, I got the quadrilogy box set, which has got all the special features on it, which is fantastic. Aliens. Alien has got a special place because that's classed as a horror film. And then Aliens is my favorite because it is amazing. So I love those two. Three was crap, but the longer version of three was a bit better, so it's all right. Four was okay, written by Joss Whedon. It was okay. It was fun. Um, I like the AVP movies, even though a lot of people don't. I like the Predator movies. Prey was as good as Predator One for me. I love those two. AVPs, yeah, they're all right, but yeah, I do love the Alien franchise. Very cool.
I love it. I'm a more of an Alien fan. I'm not. I watched the Predator 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and that was about it. I didn't even watch Prey, and I hear like
Oh,
it's
Trev, trust me, watch Prey. It's better than all the other Predator films apart from the first one. Or some people might even say it's better than one, but it is excellent. I find it's really good. Trust me.
oh, I might give it a watch here. Like I nothing but good things about it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I want them to come out with because they came out with Prometheus, but it was all right. Um, I want another Alien franchise to come out now.
Yeah, it's there was a few years back now it was, and it's all James Cameron's fault. He's a twat because he's taken 200 years to make these bloody Avatar movies. Um, they had a panel, and it was the Aliens panel, and it had Sigourney on there, James Cameron, it had Bishop, it had Michael Biehn, it had them all on there, even Newt growing up, and they were talking about. Sigourney said something about there was a fan of the films, and he's a big director now and a screenwriter. He's got a really good treatment for Alien Five, but it's never going to happen because Cameron's got them tied up with Avatar. So yeah, it's a bit annoying.
James Cameron, damn it.
Yep. Yeah. thinks he's the man. He's the god of the movie industry, and he's not.
Well, it might be. I don't know. I haven't watched Avatar 2 either. So
I like two better than one. I'll say that.
yeah, it's been so long since Avatar, and I wasn't huge invested in Avatar to begin with. So when the second one came out, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go see it in theaters.
10 years,
I'll
mate. The
wait.
gap. It's ridiculous. And the film
Definitely
wasn't that
been
much of a
long.
leap. So
It did revolutionize the 3D because it was like one of the best 3D movies to come out when the
yes,
first
it
one
was a
came out.
new way of filming, wasn't it? That they invented for it. The camera was sort of on their head in front of them, wasn't it, as they were walking around the room, so that they could see the 3D environment as they were acting in it, even though it was just a room. Pretty clever stuff. But yeah, it's too long in between movies and stuff like that, really.
Well, we did surpass the hour mark, man. I just want to say thank you for coming on. We could probably talk a little bit more if you want to, but I just want to say thank you for coming on, guys.
That
Check
went
him out
fast.
on Instagram and YouTube. The link is down below. Let's push him to do some more lives, to do some movie reviews. I know, like, if you're in the chat right now watching this, guys, and you want him to do some movie reviews, hit him up on IG, hit him up. Just shout it out in the comments here, and let him know that you guys want him to do some movie reviews, because he's going to be watching a lot of movies going forth, and maybe he can talk about playing some new games. You can bring that to. You can even live stream games if you want from like Twitch and YouTube if you wanted to do that.
I've done that in the past a little bit, not a lot, but yeah.
So I'm just excited for you, that the fact that you've been doing YouTube, like, because as of right now you have what, 5 lives?
4 diamond. There might be one. See, tomorrow's maybe either tomorrow or Thursday. It all depends on certain things, but it is happening in the next 2 days.
All right, I'll definitely be jumping on for you, with
Nice.
you, show off some stuff that I
Yes,
recently
sir.
got. I'll actually probably show it to you, some of them backstage. But if you like this, guys, like I said, go subscribe to Glenn. He's a fantastic individual in this community. You've probably seen him in your chats. He's been around for a while. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Glenn, do you got anything else to say before we end this?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I've really enjoyed this. Since you asked me, I've been looking forward to it, because my mind was going, what shall I do? What shall I show? And I got excited. And so, yeah, thank you so much for having me on. And it'll be a live stream in the next couple of days for people to come and have fun.
Yeah, that's great, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm with Katie though. Well, we got to push you to do some more content.
We'll see.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, my friends, stay freaking nerdy.
Bye, everyone. Stay